I'm going to solve a quiz of a circuit that says like this. In the figure, the battery has an internal resistance of 0.7 ohms. First, we have we have to calculate the current delivered by the battery, that is here, 24 volts. Then we have to determine the current through each resistor of 15 ohms, each one of this one, and then we have to determine the voltage between the terminals of the battery in here. So for the first part, we have to take into consideration that the resistance of 1 is the sum of all the resistors in here that are in parallel. So we have to sum them up like this because they are in parallel, and we have to do it the inverse. Once we sum them, we will obtain 15/3 ohms, that this is equal to 5 ohms. So when we have this part, that is the sum of these three that are in parallel, we have to sum this one, that is 5 ohms, plus this one, that is 0.3 ohms, plus this one, that is 0.7 ohms, and this is equal to 6 ohms. So once we have this, we can calculate the current of all the system. The current of all the system will be equal to the voltage over the resistance in equilibrium, and this is equal to 24 because it's the voltage of the battery over the 6 ohms, that is the resultant of our resistance, and this will be equal to 4 amperes. So this is the solution of A. Then we will have to calculate for B the current through each resistor of 15 ohms. And we know that the difference of the voltage is equal to our current times our resistance. And this is equal to, the current is equal to 4, because we obtain it in here, times 5, because this 5 was the resistance obtained in the sum of each one of the resistance of 15. So that's why we use this 5, and this is equal to 20 volts. Once we obtain this, we use now the current. The current I, it's equal of the 15 ohms, is equal to the difference in the voltage over the resistance. So the voltage of 20, that is the one we obtained in here, over our resistance of 15, because we are calculating the current in each one of these resistance, is equal to 1.3 amperes. This is the current. And for letter C, we have to calculate the voltage between the terminals of the battery. So the terminals of the battery says that the difference of the voltage of the battery is equal to the whole voltage of the battery minus the current times the resistance of the battery. As we saw in here, the resistance of the battery is this one, 0.7 ohms. So if we substitute, we know that is the 20 volt here minus the current, that is 4, the current we obtain it in here, 4 times the resistance, that is 0.7 ohms. And as we solve this operation, we will obtain that it's equal to 21.2 volts. And this is how you solve this quiz.